Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us get started with our study of Granth Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतसविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषाम् अपि चित्ततन्वो नेहयत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवनपि मृतो हि सः प्रसङ्गम् अजरं पाशम् आत्मनः कवयो विदुः स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षवकारुणिका सुहृदं सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रवः शान्ताः साधवः साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्रा शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणमत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गाम्भसोऽम्बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य उपार्थम् अहतु अहैतुक अव्यवहिता या भक्ति पुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टि सामीप्य सारूपैकत्वमपि युत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति वीणामत्सेवनं जनाः यन्नामधेयं श्रवणानुकीर्तनाद् यत्प्रबलनाद् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् स्वादोऽपि सद्यसवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात् अहो बतश्व पचतो गरीयान्यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यं ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुः सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My humble obeisances to all of you again. We are continuing our study of Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 16, entitled Jai and Vijay Cursed by the Sages. Text 20. Yam vai vibhutirupayat anuvelamanyet अर्थार्थिभिः स्वशिरसा धृतपादरेणुः धन्यार्पिताङ्घ्रितुलसी नवदामधम्नो लोकं मधुव्रतपतेरिव कामयाना. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Nityalila Pravishtavam Vishnupad. His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The four Kumar brothers are speaking to Lord Narayan. The goddess of fortune Lakshmi, the dust of whose feet is worn on the heads by others, she waits upon you as appointed. for she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of bees, who hovers on the fresh wreath of tulsi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee. Very beautiful glorification of Lord Narayan by the four Kumar brothers, Chatusana. They are saying that even the goddess of fortune attends to you. Even the goddess of fortune always wants to serve you. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, as previously described, Tulsi has attained all superior qualities due to being placed at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. Really, our greatest glory is in being engaged in the service of Krishna. Real glory is not material achievements. Real glory is to be engaged in the service of Krishna. Tulsi Maharani is always offered at the lotus feet of Krishna, so she has become very glorious. Further down, Srila Prabhupada writes, as the king of bees hovers over the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, so Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is sought by the demigods, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and everyone else, always engages in rendering service at the lotus feet of the Lord. The king of bees always hovers around the Tulsi Manjaris. Similarly, the goddess of fortune always hovers around the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. The conclusion is that no one can be benefactor of the Lord. No one can be a giver to the Lord. Everyone is actually the servant of the Lord. Ekela Ishwar Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. Text 21. Yastam vivikta charitair anuvartamanam natyadriyat paramabhagavata prasangah Sattvam dvijanupathat punyaraja punitaha Shrivatsa Lakshmakimagha Bhagabhajanastvam. The four sages are praying, O Lord Narayan, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees. Yet you are never attached to the goddess of fortune, who constantly engages in your transcendental loving service. Actually, you are never attached to the goddesses of fortune, plural, goddesses of fortune, who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. How can you be purified, therefore, by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmanas? And how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the marks of Shrivatsa on your chest? Lord Narayan or Krishna always likes to show himself subordinate to the love of his devotees. Krishna is glorifying the Brahmanas. He's saying, I get all my power from my devotees and the Brahmanas. But now the Brahmanas, Chatusana, they are questioning, how is that possible? You are never attached to even goddess of fortune. You are only attached to your pure devotees. How can the Brahmanas or Mother Lakshmi ever make you fortunate? You make us fortunate, not the other way around. Few sentences down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, all the demigods and other living entities worship Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, just to get her favor. Yet Lord Narayan is never attached to Lakshmi because he can create an unlimited number of such goddesses of fortune for his transcendental service. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is sometimes envious of the tulsi leaves which are placed at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. For the tulsi leaves remain fixed there and do not move, whereas Lakshmi ji, although stationed as Shrivatsa mark on the chest of the Lord, sometimes has to go here and there to please her devotees who pray for her favor. Lakshmi ji has to do her duty. Some karma kandi devotees worship her. So she goes and gives them some benediction, some wealth, this, that. But Tulsi never leaves the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. So sometimes Lakshmi ji also feels some spiritual envy. Further down, Srila Prabhupada writes in the last sentence, the Lord's statement that his opulence is due to the benediction of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas is only to teach others that they should offer respect to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas, who are the devotees of the Lord. So previously, Lord Narayan said that my opulence is because of the blessings of the Brahmanas. Srila Prabhupada is clarifying, Krishna is only saying that to teach us the importance of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas so that we respect them. Krishna doesn't have to respect them. Krishna doesn't have to worship them. Krishna is to be respected by all. Krishna is to be worshipped by all. Text 22. So the Chatusana, four brothers, they are continuing to glorify Lord Narayan. Dharmasya te bhagavatas triyugatribhis svaihi padbhis characharamidam dvijadevatartham nunam bhritam tadabhighati rajastamascha satvena no varadaya tanuvanirasya. O Lord Narayan, you are the personification of all religion. Dharmasya te bhagavatas. Therefore, you manifest yourself in 3 millennium. Triyuga tribhi swaihi. You manifest yourself in 3 yugas. And thus you protect this universe, which consists of characharam, animate and inanimate beings. By your grace, which is of pure goodness, Satvena, by your grace, which is of pure goodness and is the bestower of all blessings, Varadaya, Varadaya, you are the bestower of all blessings. Kindly drive away the element of Rajas and Tamas for the sake of the demigods and the twice born. Abhighati Rajas Tamascha. Please remove the modes of passion and ignorance from our hearts. The four Kumar brothers are praying like that. Very, very important. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Lord Narayan is addressed in this verse as Triyuga, or one who appears in 3 yugas, 3 millennium, Satya Yug, Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug. He is not mentioned as appearing in the 4th millennium, Kali Yuga. It is described in the Vedic literature that Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, Lord Narayan or Krishna comes as Channa Avatar, covered incarnation. Next paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes, Srila Sridhar Swami describes Triyuga as follows. Yuga means couple and Tri means 3. The Lord is manifested as 3 couples by his 6 opulences. So Krishna has 6 opulences, Bhagavan, and then you couple them 2 to 2, so it becomes 3. 3 couples. So that is one way why he's called Triyuga. The Lord is manifested as 3 couples by the 6 opulences, or 3 couples of the opulences. So Triyuga. In this way, he can be addressed as Triyuga. This is the commentary of Srila Sridhar Swami. Lord Narayan is the personality of religious principles. In 3 millenniums, religious principles are protected by 3 kinds of spiritual culture, namely Tapa, austerity, Shaucha, cleanliness, and Daya, mercy. Austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. The Lord is called Triyuga in that way also, that he protects the 3 yugas by by religious principles, austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. In the age of Kali, these 3 requisites to spiritual culture are almost absent. In Kali Yuga, austerity, cleanliness, and mercy is almost absent. But the Lord is so kind that in spite of Kali Yuga's being devoid of these three spiritual qualities, austerity, cleanliness, and mercy, he still comes in Kali Yuga and protects the people of this age in his covered incarnation as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called covered Channa Avatar because although he is Krishna himself, he presents himself as devotee of Krishna, not directly Krishna. The devotees pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore, to eliminate their stock of passion and ignorance, the most conspicuous assets of this yuga. We should also pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to purify us of the modes of passion and ignorance. Chetudarpana Marjanam. In the Krishna consciousness movement, one cleanses himself of the modes of passion and ignorance by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, as taught by Lord Chaitanya. Further, in the last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes, the four Kumaras were cognizant. Now, this is very important. Please pay attention, everyone. Look at the last paragraph of the purport. Very important. The four Kumaras were cognizant of their situation in the modes of passion and ignorance because, although in Vaikuntha they wanted to curse devotees of the Lord, although in Vaikuntha they wanted to curse, even though they were in Vaikuntha, they still had a tendency to curse. They'll also curse Krishna's devotees. That means that the four Kumaras had tinges of passion and ignorance. Otherwise, one cannot do this. That also for such a small reason that their road was blocked, the gate was blocked for them. They cursed. Since they were conscious of their own weakness, they prayed to Lord Narayan to remove their still existing passion and ignorance. Chatusana, four Kumar brothers, are praying to Lord Narayan to remove their Rajogun and Tamogun because they realize that they cursed the residents of Vaikuntha Jai Vijay. That was their great fault. And they did it under the control of mode of passion and ignorance. So they are begging forgiveness. The three transcendental qualifications, cleanliness, austerity, and mercy, tapa, shaucha, daya, are the qualifications of the twice born and the demigods. Those who are not situated in the quality of goodness cannot accept these three principles of spiritual culture. If we cannot be austere, clean, and merciful, then we are not in the mode of goodness. Those who are not situated in the quality of goodness cannot accept these three principles of spiritual culture. For the Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, there are three sinful activities which are prohibited, namely illicit sex, intoxication, and eating food other than prasad offered to Krishna. Means no meat eating and all that. These three prohibitions are based on the principles of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. Illicit sex destroys cleanliness. Then mercy is destroyed by meat eating. And austerity is destroyed by intoxication. There are three sinful activities which are prohibited: illicit sex, intoxication, and eating food other than prasad, which means meat eating, no meat eating. These three prohibitions are based on the principles of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. Devotees are merciful because they spare the poor animals, and they are clean because they are free from contamination of unwanted foodstuff and unwanted habits. And austerity is represented by a restricted sex life, Prabhupada says. That is austerity, to restrict one's sex life. 23. Natvam dvijottamakulam yadihatma gopam gopta vrisha swarhanena sa sunritena tar evanang shati shivastava deva pantha loko grahishad rishabhasya hi tat pramanam. O Lord Narayan, you are the protector of the highest of the twice born. Dvijottama Gopam. You are the protector of the Dvijottama, the best of the twice born. If you do not protect them by offering worship and mild words, then certainly the auspicious path of worship will be rejected by people in general who act on the strength and authority of your lordship. So the four Kumar brothers are saying, "Oh Lord Narayan, you are worshipping us, giving us so much respect and importance to set an example for people in general. Because if you don't do it, then nobody else will also do it. That's why you are doing it, even though there is no need for you to respect us." Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated by Lord Krishna himself that the acts and character of great authorities are followed by people in general. Leaders of ideal character are therefore needed in society. Yadid acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Second paragraph, last two sentences, please. One should worship the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas by offering them all kinds of endowments and sweet words. This is how we should worship the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, offering them sweet words, respectful words. And if one has no means to offer anything, he must at least use sweet words to pacify them. Lord Krishna personally exhibited this behavior towards the four Kumar brothers. Srila Prabhupada further in the last paragraph writes, the word Nangshati indicates, in this verse, the word Nangshati indicates that such a civilization becomes spoiled and annihilated when people don't live according to Shastra. Text 24. Tattena bhishtamiva sattvanidher vidhitso kshemam janaya nija shaktibhir uddritare नैतावतात्र्यधिपतेर्बत विश्वभर्तुस् तेजक्षतं अवनतस्य सते विनोदः. Dear Lord Narayan, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is reduced. Therefore, your potency is not reduced. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Krishna is being avanatasya, submissive to the Brahmanas. And the Brahmanas are saying this does not diminish your power. In fact, this shows how great you are. That even though you are all powerful, you offer respect to the devotees. And by becoming submissive to your devotees, you exhibit various pastimes. Lord Narsimhadev became submissive to Prahlad Maharaj in one way. Prahlad Maharaj said, yes, he's there in this pillar. He's everywhere to prove that Satyam Vidhatum Nijavritya Bhashitam. So becoming subservient. The demigods prayed, Krishna came, Balram came. Again, the demigods prayed, Dashrath Maharaj prayed, Kausalya Rani prayed. So Supreme Lord came as Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna. So in every instance, we are seeing Krishna is becoming subservient, submissive to his devotees. But the Chatusana, four brothers, are saying that this does not reduce your potency. This actually increases the glory of your supreme nature, how merciful you are. Purport. Lord Krishna was never reduced in his position by becoming a cowherd boy, taking care of cows. Did that make him less great? No. Or offering respect to Sudama Brahman. When Sudama came, Krishna washed his feet, offered him arati. Does that reduce Krishna's glory that he's offering worship to a very poor Brahman? No, it increases Krishna's glory. Like that. Everyone knew that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Yet Krishna, to show exemplary behavior, is offering respect to all these great personalities like Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva, Maharaj Yudhishthir, Kunti Maharani, Sudama. Krishna is offering obeisances to all of them, respect to all of them, to show ideal behavior. Text 25. यं वानयोर्दममधीश भवान् विधत्ते वृत्तिं नु वा तदनुमनन् महिनिर्व्यलीकम् अस्मासु वाय उचितो ध्रियतां सदण्डो येनागसौ वयमनुं क्षमी किल्बिषेण. O Lord Narayan, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, or also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons. So Chatusana are admitting their mistake in cursing Jay and Vijay very clearly in this verse. Anagha, they're calling Jay Vijay Anagha, sinless. Yet Danda, Vayam, still we gave them Danda, punishment. So we are wrong. Therefore, Ayungshmahi Kilbhishena. We gave them a curse and this is bad. Now, whatever punishment, reward you want to give your two servants, Jai Vijay, and four of us, Chatusana, you can give whatever punishment or reward you want. But we admit our mistake that we cursed faultless people. Your devotees can never be faulty. Please forgive us. Srila Prabhupada writes a beautiful purport. The sages, four Kumaras, now reject their cursing of the two doorkeepers, Jai and Vijay, because they are now conscious that persons who engage in the service of Lord Krishna cannot be at fault in any stage. They are engaged in the service of Krishna. How can they be touched by sin? It is said that anyone who has implicit faith in the service of the Lord or who actually engages in transcendental loving service has all the good qualities of the demigods. Yasyasta bhaktir bhagavat akinchana sarvai guna tatra samasate sura. They get all good qualities. Srila Prabhupada says a devotee cannot be at fault. If sometimes it is found that there is an error or anything, it is accidental or some temporary arrangement and should not be taken very seriously. Prabhupada says very important. The cursing of Jay and Vijay is here repented. Chatusana, four brothers, they are repenting that they cursed Jay Vijay. Now the Kumaras are thinking in terms of their position in the modes of passion and ignorance. And they are prepared to accept any kind of punishment from Lord Narayan. This is called repentance. That Krishna, I am willing to accept any punishment. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada refers to Apichetsu Duracharo in the purport further down. We should consider such a devotee who is committing mistake to be a sadhu. Sadhu reva samantavya samya vyavasito hisa. Because he's situated in bhakti. We should not take it very seriously. Now, after hearing these statements of the four Kumar brothers, Lord Narayan is going to speak very important Siddhanta. Etau suretara gatim pratipadya sadya samrambha sambrita samadhanubadha yogau bhuya sakasham upayas yata ashuyo vaha shapo mayaiva nimitas tadaveta vipraha. Lord Narayan replied, O Brahmanas, O four Kumar brothers, know that the punishment you inflicted on Jay and Vijay was originally ordained by me. And therefore they will fall to the birth in a demoniac family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought, in thought, through mental concentration intensified by anger towards me. And they will return to my presence shortly. Bhagavan is saying, purport. Lord Narayan stated that the punishment inflicted by the sages, Sanat Kumar, Sanandan Kumar, Sanatan Kumar, and Sanat Kumar, the four Kumar brothers, the punishment that they inflicted on Jai Vijay who were doorkeepers. It is clearly stated by Lord Narayan himself that it was conceived by Lord Narayan himself, this punishment, this cursing. Without the Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. It is understood that there was a plan in the cursing of the Lord's devotees Jai Vijay in Vaikuntha, and his plan is explained by many stalwart authorities. The Lord sometimes desires to fight. The fighting spirit also exists in the Lord, otherwise, how could fighting be manifested at all? Because the Lord is the source of everything. Anger and fighting are also inherent in his personality. When he desires to fight with someone, Krishna has to find an enemy. But in the Vaikuntha world, there is no enemy because everyone is engaged fully in Krishna's service. No enemies in Vaikuntha. Therefore, Krishna sometimes comes to the material world as an incarnation in order to manifest his fighting spirit. Prabhupada clearly writes. This is also one of the reasons. Krishna wanted to fight. Now, my dear friends, the next paragraph, go down a little bit. Srila Prabhupada writes, after finishing their mock fighting, both the devotee and the Lord are again associated in the spiritual planet. So when the Lord desires to fight, he chooses his devotee, they come down, they fight, because they cannot fight in Vaikuntha. In material world, they can fight. So they come, they fight, and after that, it's a mock fight conducted by the Leela Shakti. After finishing their mock fighting, both the devotee and the Lord are again associated in the spiritual planets. That is very explicitly explained here. Please look at the purport. Please stay with me. Very, very important. Everybody ready? What Prabhupada writes ahead? The conclusion is that no one falls from the spiritual world or Vaikuntha planet, for it is the eternal abode. This is a clear proof in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says. The conclusion is that no one falls from the spiritual world or Vaikuntha planet, for it is the eternal abode. But sometimes, as the Lord desires, devotees come into this material world as preachers, like Prabhupada, or as atheists, like Shishupal Dantavakra. In each case, we must understand that there's a plan of the Lord. So, this apparent fall of Jai Vijay was a plan of the Lord. It was Leela. No one falls from Vaikuntha. Text 27. Brahmovacha. Lord Brahma is speaking again. Athate munayo drishtva नयनानन्दभाजनं वैकुण्ठं तद् अधिष्ठानं विकुण्ठं च स्वयं प्रभम्. Lord Brahma is telling the Devatas, after seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the self-illuminated Vaikuntha planet, it is self-illuminated, it doesn't need any lights. Swayam Prabham, Vikuntham cha Swayam Prabham. Krishna's abode and Krishna are self-illuminated. The sages, four Kumar brothers, left that transcendental abode. Now please listen to Srila Prabhupada's purport. The transcendental abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, as stated in Sri Bhagavad Gita and confirmed in this verse, is Swayam Prabham. It is self-illuminated. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that in the spiritual world, there is no need of sun, moon, or electricity. This indicates that all planets there are self-illuminated, self-sufficient, and independent. Everything there is complete. Lord Krishna says that once one goes to that Vaikuntha planet, he never returns. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayama shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gatam. Lord Krishna says that once one goes to the Vaikuntha planet, he never returns. Again, see, proof Prabhupada is saying that we don't fall down again from Vaikuntha. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha never return to the material world. कितने बार प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं अभी और अगले पर्वत में बोलने वाला है No one falls from Vaikuntha. No one falls from Vaikuntha. No one falls from Vaikuntha. Lord Krishna says that once one goes to that Vaikuntha planet, he never returns. Na tad bhasate, na tad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dham paramam mama. Krishna is clearly saying the inhabitants of Vaikuntha never returned to the material world. But the incident of Jaya and Vijay was a different case. They came to the material world for some time, it was Leela, and then they returned to Vaikuntha. Prabhupada is saying. Next verse, verse number 28. Bhagavantam parikramya pranipatyanumannya cha pratijagmuhu pramuditaah shamsanto vaishnavim shriyam. The sages circumambulated the Supreme Lord, Narayan, offered their obeisances, and returned, extremely delighted at learning of the divine opulences of a Vaishnava. So the four Kumar brothers, they circumambulated Lord Narayan and they came back to the Brahmanda, their father's universe. Purport. It is still a respectful practice to circumambulate the Lord in Hindu temples, especially in Vaishnava temples. There is an arrangement for people to offer their respects to the deities and circumambulate the temple. Prabhupada says you should do it at least 3 times. Text 29. Bhagavan anugav aha yatam ma bhaishtam astusham brahmateja samarthopi hantum neche matam tume. Now please pay attention. Where are the four Kumar brothers? They have gone back. Now who is standing there at the doorway? Jai Vijay and Lord Narayan. Let's see what happens. Lord Narayan then said to his attendants Jai and Vijay, depart this place, ma bhaishtam, but don't be afraid. All glories unto you. All glories unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahman's curse, Brahma Teja Samarthopi, I have the capacity to counteract the uh, curse of the Brahman. I would not do so. Even though I am capable, I will not do it. On the contrary, it has my approval. It has my approval. Matam tume. It is approved by me. Now look at Prabhupada's purport. Purport to verse number 29. Please listen with undivided attention. Everybody with me? Haribol. Srila Prabhupada writes. So Lord Narayan is saying, I can counteract the curse of the four Kumar brothers, but I will not do it because that cursing was ordained by me and it is approved by me. Now listen to purport. Text 29 purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, as explained in connection with text 26, all the incidents that took place had the approval of Lord Narayan. Ordinarily, there is no possibility that the four sages could be so angry with the doorkeepers, nor could the Supreme Lord Narayan neglect his two doorkeepers, nor can one come back from Vaikuntha after once taking birth there. So Prabhupada is saying, please listen carefully, 3 things are impossible which have happened in this pastime. First impossible thing is the four sages, Chatusana, they are such nice spiritualists that they cannot get so angry because someone blocked their door. Even some of you will not get so angry if your door is closed. You will negotiate or you will say, okay, we'll go back. So Prabhupada is saying it was not possible that the four Kumar brothers will get angry so easily. So much anger so easily. It was disproportionate. So that was the first impossible thing that happened. Second, nor could the Supreme Lord neglect his two doorkeepers. Kaunteya prati jani name bhakta pranashyati. So it's not possible that someone who is serving Krishna eternally as a Nitya Siddha in Vaikuntha gets cursed, falls down, and Krishna does nothing. Krishna will not let his devotee fall down. He is Achyuta, and therefore he keeps his devotees also on the Achyuta platform, infallible platform. Name Bhakta Pranashyati is Krishna's promise. So that is the second impossible thing. That somebody comes, curses Lord Narayan's servants, and Lord Narayan does nothing about it. So that was impossible. Third impossible thing is, Prabhupada says, nor can one come back from Vaikuntha after once taking birth there. Once one has reached Vaikuntha, it's not possible for them to come back to the material world. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. That is the Siddhanta. Now Prabhupada writes, all these incidents, these three impossibilities, one after the other are happening. Prabhupada says all these incidents, therefore, were designed by Lord Narayan himself for the sake of his Leela, pastimes, in the material world. This was all Krishna's plan, otherwise these impossible things cannot happen. That someone is falling from Vaikuntha, somebody is cursing Krishna's Nitya Siddha Bhakta and Krishna is not doing anything. And such great sages like the four Kumar brothers who have no lust get so much krodh. Because anger comes from unfulfilled lust. So it's not possible that the four Kumar brothers will get so angry. But all these three impossibilities, one after the other, happened. Why? Because it was Krishna's plan. Krishna was making it happen. Krishna was the doer. Krishna was performing his pastimes. Thus, Narayan plainly says, Lord Narayan plainly says that it was done with his approval. Matam tume, it is approved by me. Otherwise, please listen carefully. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for the inhabitants of Vaikuntha to come back to this material world simply because of a Brahman's curse. Again, Prabhupada is in this purport saying it would have been impossible for the inhabitants of Vaikuntha to come back to this material world. The Lord especially blesses the so-called culprits. All glories to you. He's telling the all glories to you, to the four Kumars. A devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. That is the conclusion of this incident. They are about to fall down and Krishna is saying all glories to you. That means unki galti nahi hai. It was not their fault, it was Krishna's Leela. Again, imagine no cursing of Jai Vijay, all these incarnations will never have happened. Varahadev, Narsimhadev, Krishna, Balaram, Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman. A devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. Look there at the second last sentence of this purport. Prabhupada is again saying, a devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. That is the conclusion of this incident. So one should never think that, oh, what is the use of going to Vaikuntha? Udhar se bhi gir sakte hai. We can fall from there. Sometimes devotees have this doubt. It's not possible. Nobody falls from Vaikuntha. Text 30. Etad, and Srila Jiva Goswami very firmly establishes this fact in the Sandarbhas, in Tattva Sandarbha. No one falls from Vaikuntha. We have not fallen from Vaikuntha. Please understand this from this incident. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj has said this repeatedly. Srila Prabhupada has said this. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said this. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes it in Jaiva Dharma. I have myself read it. Srila Jiva Goswami has written it in the Sandarbhas. Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purports. And you look at any bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, look at the teaching of Sripad Ramanujacharya, look at the teaching of Sripad Madhvacharya. In any Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya, nowhere you will find anybody saying that it is possible to fall from Vaikuntha. This misunderstanding is there only in ISKCON, not even in Gaudiya Math. It's very controversial topic, but the truth has to be spoken. No one falls from Vaikuntha. None of us were ever in Vaikuntha. We have never been to Vaikuntha. We come from the Tatastha region of Mahavishnu. Our origin is in Mahavishnu. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has clearly explained in Jaiva Dharma. Now, Prabhupada gave this example that we made a mistake and we fell down to teach to the Muslims, Christians, Jews, those who belong to the Abrahamic religious background, because they have the concept of the original sin, the forbidden apple, Adam and Eve making the mistake. Because they come from that kind of background, to make it easy for them in room conversations, in morning walks, Prabhupada said like that several times, that yes, we made a mistake. That even stimulates us to do bhajan when we are told you made a mistake. So that guilt may also help. So for preaching purpose, Prabhupada said that, but look at Prabhupada's purports. The highest evidence is Srila Prabhupada's purports. And in today's class, we saw so many times Prabhupada has said, no one falls from Vaikuntha. But unfortunately, this is a there is no controversy there, but it has become a very controversial topic. Similarly, recently I have been watching a lot of Ritvik videos because devotees ask me that one Ritvik fellow caught me, gave me some booklet, showed me some videos, tried to brainwash me that your ISKCON is not bona fide, real ISKCON, you come here in the Ritvik ISKCON. I have practically heard most of their leaders in the last several weeks. 1 hour lectures I have heard of the Ritviks. And I can tell you, there is no substance. I respect them as Vaishnavas, but philosophically, it does not stand. I have heard all their arguments, everything, the tape recording, uh, Prabhupada's instructions, what they say. Senior GBC members have given statements and what their philosophy is, what their arguments are. They are baseless, and philosophically, they they don't have any substance. Whenever there is any controversial point or something that has become a topic of debate, one simple thing one should see is Srila Prabhupada's predecessor acharyas. What is their opinion about that? You will not find this Ritvik system in any sampradaya. Sripad Ramanujacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya, in the Gaudiya Math, nowhere it is like that. So it's unfortunate that some devotees are convinced about this Ritvik philosophy that Prabhupada is the last initiating guru in ISKCON. And although they deny it, I feel it has come about because of the many fall downs that happened after Srila Prabhupada's departure. If none of the initiating gurus had fallen down, I doubt it very much that this Ritvik movement would have gained so many followers. I doubt it. That's my speculation. They deny. They say that no, we are not doing this because of the fall downs of the gurus. We are doing it because Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said many things, and we have to see Prabhupada's instructions based on the context, time, place, and circumstances. But I can tell you that the Ritvik philosophy does not hold ground. And if any of you have been challenged by somebody and you want any clarification, you can reach out to some of the senior devotees and they will help you. So again, in no parampara, this Ritvik system is there. Nowhere in the Gaudiya Math, this Ritvik system is there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur doesn't talk about it. Saraswati Thakur doesn't talk about it. But these people, one problem is they separate Srila Prabhupada from all the other acharyas of our sampradaya and other sampradaya. That is their problem. That is where they philosophically make a mistake. They don't see Srila Prabhupada as one authentic bona fide Acharya in a line of Acharyas. They see Srila Prabhupada as a standalone. They say, what Prabhupada has said is the final. We don't look at the Shastra. No. If you want to look at Shastra, you look at Shastra. We look at Prabhupada. You cannot separate Prabhupada from the Shastra. Prabhupada never said we should do that. In fact, Prabhupada always said that we should quote Shastra. Prabhupada quoted Shastra. So it's a disservice to Srila Prabhupada. In enthusiasm, we say like this, oh, what Prabhupada said is Shastra. We don't care about the Shastra. But anyway, so two things are here. One is we spoke about the Ritvik philosophy, which is just not right. They have got it all wrong. But we should respect them. They are chanting 16 rounds, they are following four regulative principles, and they are reading Prabhupada's books. So we should respect them fully while not accepting this particular philosophical deviation which they have. Second is falling down from Vaikuntha. Nobody falls from Vaikuntha. I have been told that some devotees have told me that they have heard in classes of senior people, senior Vaishnavas, they say that Krishna told, go get some flowers in Golok Vrindavan. And we go to get flower, we look at the flower and say, oh, very nice flower. I want it. And by that thought, we fall down in the material world because we desire to enjoy that flower. So this is, where is this mentioned? In which Shastra it is mentioned or which Acharya has written this commentary? This is pure mental speculation. Another point is they give a time expansion theory that just like in the heavenly planets, the time is much more. Brahmaji's planet, time is even more. Similarly, in Vaikuntha, the time is even more. So this desire that we get, I want to enjoy separately from Krishna while playing with Krishna. We see a fruit and without offering it to Krishna, we want to eat it, we fall down. And it may seem as a long time in this material world, so many births, millions of births, we have been suffering here. But they say actually, from the point of view of Golok Vrindavan, it is just a very short time. And when we get Sadguru, we do bhajan and we go back to the spiritual world, it's like, oh, it's like a small dream. Oh, what was I thinking? Let me take the flower, let me take the fruit back to Krishna. Like that. Now, as if nothing happened. No, this is also pure mental speculation. Time expansion theory. Pure mental speculation. Because this is not mentioned in any Shastra. No Acharya talks about it. And quite contrary to this mental speculation, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jayava Dharma says that there are two types of time. There is the Jadiya Kal in the material world, and there is a Chit Kal in the spiritual world. So the time expansion theory may be correct for the material world, but you cannot superimpose it on the spiritual world because that same Kal that is here does not exist in the spiritual realm. Seconds, minutes, hours, 2024, 2025. This time is not there in the spiritual world. 5,000 years ago, Krishna appeared in this on this planet. Krishna never takes birth in the spiritual. There is no Janmashtami there. So these things have to be understood that no, spiritual world is a completely different realm. It is a Chinmay Jagat. It has nothing material. So these material thoughts of selfish enjoyment, they cannot come in the spiritual world. So from today's Bhakti Vaibhava session, based on Srila Prabhupada's teachings, this is the conclusion that we have learned. Now, last verse for today, Dhala. Last verse for today, verse number 30. Etat पुरैव निर्दिष्टं रमया क्रुद्धया यदा पुरापवारिता द्वारी विशन्ति मय उपारते. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped Lakshmi at the gate while I was sleeping. So this incident also had happened. Again, this is all part of the Leela. जैसे रावण first he gets cursed by Vedavati for touching her hair. She said, I will. Then he rapes Rambha and Nalakuber curses. Then he insults Nandi at Kailash. Nandi curses that animal will beat you and burn your Lanka. Monkeys will come and do that. Then he kills one of the kings of Ayodhya, forefathers of Lord Ramachandra, and he curses, "My Vanshaj will kill you." Like that. So Ravan was collecting all these curses, and that finally led to his death. Multiple events had happened. Similarly, with this pastime of Jai Vijay, it's not just the four Kumars coming and cursing, it was a whole built up. Once one incident, Krishna manifested through his Leela Shakti previously also, where Lakshmi ji, because her demigod worshippers, Lakshmi worshippers are there, sometimes Lakshmi ji goes. She goes to attend to her devotees. And when she was coming back to Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan was taking rest. So Jai Vijay, they stopped. Again, this was Krishna's doing. This was done by Krishna's Leela Shakti. So that time Lakshmi ji also was displeased and she foretold that these two Jai Vijay will fall down. So it was all building up. And then, yeah, we can stop here. Verse 30 is done and it's 9:30. So from verse 31, we'll continue. Lord Narayan will continue speaking to Jai and Vijay. This is a very important story. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Okay, so Shama Kishori Mataji, go ahead, and then Shamchandra Prabhu. We'll take only two questions today or two comments. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, in verse 21 and in other places also, it said that, the Lord is not attached to Lakshmi, although he is attached to his pure devotees, but Lakshmi is also his pure devotee. So why is it repeatedly said he is not attached?
He is not attached to Lakshmi how materialistic people are attached to Lakshmi. He is not attached to Lakshmi for the opulence of Lakshmi. He is attached to Lakshmi because she's a pure devotee, but he is not attached to Lakshmi for what most people in this world are like that. Her hand is like this and gold coins are coming out. That attachment Lord Vishnu does not have. Is that okay, Mataji?
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And Shamchandra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. Thank you for a wonderful class and for nicely explaining about there's no Krishna fall down from Vaikuntha and also about the Ritvik philosophies. Thank you so much. Just wanted to because we are used to this terminology of back to Godhead, back home, back to Godhead. So this is the one thing that further adds to that so-called thoughts in the mind that we were once there, then we came down. Now, therefore, we are going back and back home, back to God. Otherwise, back home would not have come. So sometimes this can create because we were never there. Otherwise, we would not be in material world. So back home, back to Godhead. So can you just explain this?
Yes, actually, Prabhupada was, I have read this. I don't know where I read this, but once I was given many books in Prabhupada village. They are the transcripts of Prabhupada's morning walks, room conversations, and everything. In one of those, I have read this. Somewhere I have read it in one of the articles or somewhere. Prabhupada was asked exactly the same question. And Prabhupada immediately gave example of milk and cow. Now imagine you have milk in your kitchen in a plastic bag. Where did milk come from? It came from the cow. So similarly, we are in the, now that milk is in your kitchen, which is far away from the cow. Cow is in some dairy somewhere in Gujarat, probably. And the milk is in your kitchen, in your apartment. Similarly, we are stuck in this material world on this earth planet. But our origin is from Mahavishnu. The Tatastha Shakti is an offshoot of the Chit Shakti. This is mentioned in Jaiva Dharma. So there is the Chit Shakti, the Swarupa Shakti, internal potency, and there is the Bahiranga Shakti, Maya Shakti, external potency. And Jiva is the Tatastha Shakti. But this Jiva, even though Tatastha, is an offshoot of the internal potency, not external potency. That's why we have nothing to do with the external potency. Therefore, it is said, Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das. That is our Swarup. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das constitutionally. Milk is supposed to be with the cow. But when the milkman removes the milk and brings it out and packages it and takes it somewhere, the milk is gone. But the origin of the milk is in the udder of the cow. So now if I say, Prabhuji, return that milk back to the cow. Same, back to Godhead. Our origin is in Mahavishnu, but Mahavishnu is an incarnation of Krishna, is an incarnation of Balaram, Mool Sankarshan. And that is where the Chit Shakti, the Antaranga Shakti realm is, the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. And then Mahavishnu is there at the Tatastha region, and beyond that is all material. We are in the material world, but we have to go back not just to Mahavishnu, but beyond into the spiritual world, because the Tatastha Shakti, Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das, Krishnera Tatastha Shakti, Bheda Bhed Prakash. We are non-different from Krishna's spiritual nature. Our nature is spiritual, but because we are Tatastha, Jiva, very unique entity, we have a tendency to consider the material world as our world. And Prabhupada saying, let's go back to Godhead because originally we belong to Vishnu, Mahavishnu. And then we have to go beyond Mahavishnu into the Vaikuntha world from where there is no coming back. From Mahavishnu, one can come back. Because when Mahavishnu glances at the Mahatattva, he impregnates it with all the jivas who have material desires. But when we give up material desires, we go beyond Mahavishnu into the Vaikuntha planets where we are with the Vishnu of Vaikuntha Jagat, the different Narayan Vishnu Murtis, or we can go to Ayodhya, we can go to Dwaraka, we can go to Golok Vrindavan, Navadvip, Nitya Navadvip, like that. So that is how we should see back to Godhead. But in the Abrahamic cultures, in the Holy Bible, there is a story of the prodigal son, very famous story, ingrained in the consciousness of all the people that Prabhupada was preaching to. Where there is this prodigal son, he is the son of a very rich person, and he develops a desire to enjoy separately from his father and brothers. So he tells his father, give me my share of property, I'm going. Father says, don't do that. We are so happy here living in this nice farmhouse. We have our cows, we have pigs, we have a hen, we have nice agriculture. We are all staying as a family. No, 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 give me my share, I'm going. So he converts all his property into money and goes to the city to enjoy. And for some time he enjoys, spends all the money on all kinds of sense gratification, and ultimately the money gets over. He doesn't know what to do. So he takes up a job in the city to continue enjoying. And then another job and another job and another job, and his money starts dwindling. Ultimately, he reaches a point where he is working in a pig pen, a place where pigs are kept in a farmhouse. And then he remembers, Hare, in my farmhouse, I had pigs and I had people working for me. Now I am a worker. What have I become? But how can I go back to my father? My father will slap me. He will be very angry because I made such a bad mistake. But then he says, no, still let me give it a chance. Let me go. And he approaches his farmhouse and he sees that his father is waiting at the gate with tears in his eyes. When will my son come back? When will my son come back? With the brothers and everyone. And then he goes, and then the father embraces the son. All the brothers welcome him. They take him back inside and they all celebrate his coming back. This prodigal son, this story is there in the Bible, and it is an allegorical story, but it is ingrained in the consciousness. So, because of such background was there, Prabhupada many times he spoke like this, that yes, we have to go back, we have to go back. But go back, the only way we can understand that back to Godhead thing is because our origin is in Mahavishnu. And we have to go back to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu may be Lord Narayan or Lord Krishna or Lord Ramachandra, but we have to go back to the spiritual world.
Yeah,
That's the
Prabhu.
only way we can understand that.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Last question, Ajay Govind Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhuji. I mean, we can take it next time also if you have time. I mean, similar lines what His Grace Shamchandra Prabhu was stating. There's another purport in Bhagavad Gita where the similar statement is coming in. It's 9:24:58, where the purport, I mean, the translation is saying, thus he enables the living being to return home back to Godhead. And in the purport, it says that, both Lord and living entities being qualitatively spiritual soul have tendency to enjoy.
What verse is this? 9th chapter?
9:24-58. So there it comes like when the individual wants to enjoy independently from
You
Krishna.
are saying Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, Prabhuji?
Bhagavatam, 9:24, 9th Canto, 24th chapter, 58 verse, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam.
हाँ ठीक है 9:24
And then 58.
Okay.
So there, the translation, the last sentence, it says that he enables the living entity to return home, back to Godhead. And then in the purport, if you just scroll a little bit more, where it's like 1:12, the next sentence after that, both Lord and living entity. So here the third line says that they are placed in the material world, beginning the life as Brahma. So from where they are placed into the material world, is it?
Yeah, so when we fall down, in the sense when we are first put in this material world from Mahavishnu.
From Mahavishnu, okay.
From Mahavishnu. Prabhupada doesn't say that we were in Golok Vrindavan with Krishna and we made a mistake and fell down.
Okay.
Because Mahavishnu also is God, no? He's also Godhead.
Yes.
Karanodakshaya Vishnu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So thank you very much. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.